YouTube. According to YouTube, I can actually go on for 8 straight hours. 8 flipping hours. Random hangout of the morning. I don't know why. Well, it's actually 1 p.m. God, my mornings are totally off from like regular people, aren't they? Who's making noise? Did Bosty fall down the well? Sorry. Doggy. So, as I wait for people to... Oh, my dad is asking me how my house is. So you guys know about that. Hey, now you can see more of me. This nice light behind me. A nice jacket in front. Actually, I don't know why I don't shoot things. Well, if you shoot from behind, light tends to mess with the way you look. You tend to be a little bit blown out, shadowy. Let me answer my dad. Good, my house is good. It's still happening. So yeah, I've been a bit ill lately, actually, if anyone was wondering. I've been sick for a few... I was sick for... I don't know how long I've been sick, actually. You ever get the feeling you don't quite know when you started being sick? What happened with me was that a couple months ago, no, maybe not a month ago, that's too much. About 2 weeks ago, I started feeling really off, like something was just like off about me, and I wasn't sure what it was. It was just getting heart palpitations and anxiety. I've been getting that lately more now than I have been for a while. I don't know the reason why. It just started kind of cropping up recently. In the past few, I don't know, weeks. Anyway, I've been trying to figure it out. I've almost gotten to the point where I'm finally going to go see an actual like physician about this. Ooh, my dad asking how Cashew is. Cashew is big and great. She's sleeping now. Anyway, as I was saying, ooh, message. I'm reading all my messages as you guys are here. I suppose the point of this video is, well, let's see. I started reading a couple of YouTube comments. I don't know why I bother to actually, like, sometimes read the comments on certain YouTube videos. You ever get the feeling like, you know, this will be the one. This will be the one that, you know, is going to just have nothing but idiots on it. So why the hell am I so dumb into actually reading them? Right now I'm having one of these moments where I'm just going to speak randomly. There's not a lot of people on here yet, so just give me a moment until I've decided, gosh, Mom and Dad, let others know you're arriving. I'm live now. How do I show people this? I don't know. Am I on YouTube live though? I hope so. I hope this is working like this. I have to check this out. People just give me 2 minutes, but nobody's on yet, so what's the point? Dad says I love you. I love you too, Dad. Actually, this is going to be a good segue to this video about talking about my father a little bit. Since I get a lot of, I don't know, I get people who get like all into like, you must hate men, you know, because my slightly, I guess my more feminist skewed beliefs, I suppose. But I'm going to get into that recently because I think I hate, basically all members of the sexism debate are just fucking a-holes, to be honest. I think that's where I am right now. Lots of jerks. Lots of jerks. Let's see, my subscription. Here we go. I am live. So now I'm going to post this. Someone came just to thumbs me down. Well, fuck you, buddy. There's always someone just to fucking be an asshole. 2 seconds. I'm just going to add this on my Facebook and YouTube and all that stuff so people know I'm actually online. And then I'll actually see if people write something in the comments. So as I was saying, I've been ill. I've been ill for a few days. And I finally got to a very obnoxious point of illness yesterday where I was feverish and all that shit happening. So that was always fun. I don't ever get fevers, so it really throws me off when I do get them. I don't know why. I never got them. I also wanted to talk about, I guess, how, like, nobody really mentions this, but how when I was living in Japan, I guess I should just make a separate video about it, because while living in Japan, there was quite a few people, what quite a few people don't tell you is that you'll get really sick. You'll get sick all the time because you're moving to a new country, so happy days, you've never been exposed to these type of versions of the common cold. On top of that, these little munchkins are, covered in new little, illnesses. Kids just have lots of illnesses. And that'll happen. Kids will make you sick. They give you all those sorts of little childhood diseases. Ah, man, let's see. How do I find if anyone's written me anything? Damn you straight to hell. Oh, no comments yet. That's fine. I'll just have to keep refreshing it the old school way. So hello, people who are actually on here watching this now. There's actually, 4. That's pretty good, but it usually takes about, I've noticed, about 20 minutes before people actually show up, so I'd spend the first 20 minutes speaking nonsense. So as I was saying earlier, I have been ill. I have been sick, and it sucks, and it was one of those grossy type of pukey diarrhea sicknesses that also gave me a fever. And I hate having fevers. I'm sure no one enjoys them, but in particular, I'm just not used to having them ever. So I got like the whole chills and couldn't speak straight, and now I'm speaking, and I don't know if I'm even speaking straight now. Having this big Bose headset sometimes messes with my jaw. There. And I can't hear myself. There's sound canceling, so it kind of messes with my ability to speak. Oh my god, has anyone else noticed that, like, their tongue just doesn't do what they usually want it to do? I should do some tongue twisters. I think that'll help. Not now. So, point of this video, as I was saying, I was reading this morning. I got somebody really whiny, sexism type. Me and a long time ago, me and Ryan, if you guys remember Ryan and I, we used to make some videos together, and he was like a buddy of mine. And now he's in Ireland because that's where his family is actually from, and he's hanging out there. And I don't know when he'll be back, but he should be back soon. I actually did Drowning in Sunshine with him. Me and him worked on it together. But yeah. So anyway, me and Ryan did this video based on the fact that we had this, gotten this strange message, where I got this message about sexism and, what's the big problem with sexism. And the message I got was so poorly worded and just like barely made any actual sense. It was like one of those moments where you're like trying to tell it like really bad writing with no sense of sentence structure or grammar. And people can call me a fucking grammar Nazi if they want, but you know what? Fuck you guys. I study journalism, so I do. It drives me nuts. Even though I know I have at times written things and had grammatical errors, but I at least try to make things make sense. But this letter made absolutely no sense. And so me and Ryan started trying to deconstruct the letter in a video, which is just basically just taking the piss out of this guy's letter. It was about how, like, feminism was making it really difficult for men to date. And I was like reading this letter and laughing my ass off because it was just so fucking ridiculous. Just all the things he was saying were just like really odd. Like at the end of it, he starts talking about how, like, that's why people are into like zombie fantasies, because men want to be all powerful and seem like they could rescue women and stuff like that. And anyway, the point of it all was just me and Ryan reading this letter, and we think it was just ridiculous. The whole fucking story, the whole fucking thing was dumb, because obviously this guy was some type of fucking sexism extremist who's seeing the world as like, yep, that's how it is. That's why I can't get a date, because feminism. And I fucking hate people who do this. And I hate the same side. Like, I guess I have to talk about the same side, the feminist side. I'll get to them actually after, because they've been pissing me off lately too. But for now, I'll start with this, because this is what's been bothering me today, this morning anyway. So in this video of mine, me and Ryan, we're just kind of making fun of this guy and the whole fucking idea that, now that women are making money, we don't have to date, us blue-collar types, and obviously women only want men who are good-looking with money and all this stuff. And it's all this ridiculous crap, which I've been hearing my whole life, and I don't get it, because there's two contradictions in this idea. which guides me to the actual point of this video. See how fucking long it takes me to get to the point? Why am I so fucking rambly? I get a message or I get a comment from somebody, and the comment was just, I posted it actually on my Facebook page. The comment was basically saying how society is being destroyed now that women are making as much money as men, or because, you know, that's not how our economy could possibly sustain itself, because for years married men were the ones who made the most money, and now it's affecting our socioeconomic stability, and women will only date men who make more money than them, and blah 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 blah. Anyway, I don't understand, because yeah, it starts going. So he basically is anti-equality. He actually was openly anti-equality. But I was like, what the fuck? Get over yourself. Not only that, second thing was, since when women now make more money than they ever did, thus they are not reliant on a man. Thus, for those reasons, they would be less likely to need to date someone out of for economic reasons. The honest to God truth is, now more than ever, money matters less in a relationship than it has before. Obviously, that's not what I mean exactly. Money matters less, as in what the man makes matters less, because women can also give into a socioeconomic relationship. You know, that's what I've always assumed. You know, you don't have to rely on one income, which is a good thing. So thus, you don't have as much pressure on you to do such things, you know, to have to be the most successful person on the planet. And I've never thought, you know, to myself, I have to be with someone who makes more money than me, because yes. Or maybe I'm just some rare exception, but I don't fucking get it. I don't get who these freaking people are talking about. Like this whole idea that, you know, women, we only want men who have a lot of money, yet we also want equality, so we want to make more money than them. So eventually, are we dating nobody? Is that what's happening? Are these people convinced that women just don't want to date at all, and now it's ruining their lives? I think. I cannot even say this as like this is a typical guy, because it's not. It's just, this is a typical, this type of person, this MRA type, which I have tried so hard to, you know, I used to even be like a lot on the side of MRA types, especially when it came to child rearing and stuff like that. I think that was a valid point that they bring up a lot, is that, you know, yeah, you, man, I hate this right now. Right now I'm being way too whiny and rambly and take a breath. See, this is what happens because I've also been having heart palpitations and all kinds of shit, so anxiety. Need to make this make sense. Okay, stop, Stephanie. Start again. So, as I was trying to say, I get these MRA types who are basically always telling me that, like, they think women want, like, we want equality, and yet we want men to be good looking, and yet we also want men to make more money than us, but we want to make more money than them. So I'm just hearing contradictions all the time, and I don't understand it. I don't understand what the hell is it that I'm supposed to do. Am I supposed to fucking, if I date you, then I'm obviously too easy, because, you know, shouldn't be doing that. If I don't date you, then I'm a fucking snob and can't be doing that either. I don't fucking get it. It's like I can't fucking win. I can't fucking win, and anybody who fucking stands up on their fucking soapbox and screams out that equality is bad for society is a fucking idiot. I'm sorry to say. I will say it without even attempting to justify whatever side they're on. I'm sorry, you're just fucking stupid. You're just fucking stupid, and that's what I've had to deal with. I had to get into, you see, you should never debate someone in the comment section, but everybody does it. Everybody does it at least once or twice, and I had my weekly moment with this person, because I was just like, I actually wanted to know, I was like, what the hell is this person writing? So this person writes, like, this long-ass list of reasons why our, you know, economy is doing bad, because, you know, women's rights suddenly has made it so that men suffer and have all these problems now. When in reality, I don't think it was women's rights that were doing that. I think it was just the socioeconomic situation has just changed, and people who are in industrial jobs, particularly manufacturing, which was largely male-oriented, has had that happen. God, my video looks so bad. Why is this happening? I gotta stand still because the camera won't focus, I realize. I need to get I don't know if it's my video connection or something. Does anyone have any suggestions for this? Like, why the fuck this keeps happening? Why is it that my video quality just looks so absolutely atrocious? Anyone know? Huh. Well, as I was saying. So yeah, there was this whole idea that like I don't know, this person was just like, I don't know what the fuck their argument even was. Was their argument that we shouldn't, yeah, their argument was we shouldn't have equal rights anymore. So what? So you assume that when we don't have equal rights and women don't work and only men work, that suddenly you'll be able to date more? Is that what you'll assume happens? Because you'll go to those old traditional ways of fucking courtship? My friend, let me just tell you something. Back in the olden days, you still needed money to get a girlfriend or a wife. Usually, you had to bribe her dad. Usually, you had to get her dad's approval, which earlier in this conversation, for those of you who just joined, I was talking about how I was talking to my dad. This brings me to that point. Let's say we were in the olden times where, you needed my dad's approval for me to date you. My dad, like many dads and many fathers for all of history, have very much loved their daughters. They cherish their daughters. They think their daughters are wonderful and great and their greatest treasure. They are not going to give their daughter up to just any fucking person who has nothing going for them besides a great personality, according to yourself. What do you think is going to happen? What do you think is going to happen if all of a sudden, women get to, men get to make all the money and women get to go back to the kitchen? Does that mean you suddenly have a lot more women dating you or dependent on you? Is that what you think is going to happen? People are delusional. Man, I have thick eyebrows. Thick eyebrows. Ah, Jesus. I need to figure out why YouTube is making me look so shitty right now. Anyway, does anyone have any suggestions for a better camera, maybe? I'm not sure why this is happening. Anyway, let me see if I have actually any comments. I've been talking for a good... How long have I been talking? Yeah. Hi, Nandama guy. Good morning. Yes. Anyway, so that brings me to another thing I wanted to talk to you about. I forgot. Somebody was making a video a while back where they had their girlfriend in the video. I know you guys know who it is. He's a J vlogger. And in the video, at the end of it, his girlfriend got ill, and he was talking about how she had to go to work even though she was ill, because that's kind of the Japanese way. Which reminded me of when I got the flu in Japan and how I ended up staying home. I actually did end up going to work, not realizing that I had the flu. When I got to work, I took my temperature, realized it was like 30.5, and I was like, oh shit. And then I told my coworkers, who then sent me home. I guess it's the way you technically have to do it. I didn't realize that was the way you had to do it. It just happened to happen that way. So this guy, I go on so many different tangents. So this guy, this J blogger guy, he had a video in which he was talking about how his girlfriend had been ill and she had to still go to work because she worked at a hospital. And at the end of the video, she was shown in the bathtub kind of laying down. Now, she's naked, yes, because you're in the bathtub, but it's underwater, so you can't really see much. It's obscured by water. And which is fine, whatever. I've never had any issues with nudity or Japan's nudity, and that's kind of the way it is. You take a bath and nobody really thinks about it. People even take nowadays family baths and stuff like that, even to this day. Mom, dad, kids, they'll take baths together. Anyway, in the comment section, someone starts bitching about how he must be manipulating his poor Japanese girlfriend into allowing him to show her naked. And of course, she's not going to complain because she's a submissive Japanese woman, because Japanese women are so submissive. Anyone who has ever called a Japanese woman submissive has never dated a Japanese woman. That's what I've realized. Japanese women are not submissive. They're not submissive. Stop with this stupid old school idea of like the sweet innocent little geisha is all the Japanese women, because even the geishas are not like real, and geishas have their own like hierarchy and all this kind of craziness. I won't get into it. One, they barely exist anymore. They are just a thing that kind of exists in the smallest sense nowadays. I think traditionally they have some cool things. I hope they don't disappear, but they definitely have dwindled each year. because who wants to be a geisha nowadays in the same way? Yeah, I guess, you know, there's a lot of training, it's expensive. You devote a lot of your life to it. It still has this old connotation of like prostitution, even if it is or it isn't. So those ideas are still like held onto it. But yeah, like I said, this idea that the Japanese woman is this like, oh so sweet, oh so innocent, oh so kawaii, oh so, you know, virginal, perfect little girl, is such a load of crap. I mean, that's not me saying that Japanese women aren't nice or interesting or funny or cool or good in all the other ways, but they're human things. They're fucking human beings in the same way all other human beings. The bitrate configuration. I know on Twitch stream rate is higher bitrate solves this problem. Oh, okay. How come this is a subject to discuss in the first place? Coleman, which subject are you on? Because I've switched subjects already, so I'm not even sure. But if you just got on, I was saying that I've gotten this message this morning about how this message has come this morning about how this guy was just bitching about how he was against equality because equality is bad for, you know, the socioeconomic stability of the world or the United States. I don't fucking know. He did make one point which I wanted to talk about, which was that he says that the men have higher suicide rates than women, and I think that is very atrocious and bad. And I think we put way too much stress on men, and that sucks. I don't like that. I think that that's the men are held to a ridiculous higher standard, and it's fucked up, and they shouldn't have to be. Let's see if I mess with the settings. Maybe that'll do it. Webcam. That's fine. Huh. How do I make it so that adjust bandwidth? I'm putting it at the highest bandwidth it'll go. Adjust your video bandwidth quality to limit your bandwidth usage. What? What? God damn it. Bandwidth, da 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 da, useful, da da da, sound, da 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 da. What is this? What did I just do to myself? Oh, Jesus. MS Auto HD? Limit, no. No. High? Huh. I don't understand if, I'll just go a little bit lower and maybe that'll do it. Is that helping? Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, that's how I got to this this whole thing. I just found it very odd. Here we go. You were talking about the quality 2 minutes ago. It's because there's a huge haha. Jack's such a wow. Live Jedi. The first video of yours I watched was Why I Left Japan when I moved here. Oh God, the trolls on that one. Ick. Oh God, it's just so. Ugh. You know what? That video really surprised me by how popular it became, and it's still to this day like my most popular video. And most of my videos don't get that kind of popularity. Oh, and hello, Daniel Neely. Danielle Net. Hi. That video like took me by complete surprise because I had made videos before all about the same, and the reason I had made that video is because it was like a question I got a lot. Like I would make videos based on questions I get, and I still do. That's why I really get like really annoyed when people are like, "Why are you making videos on this?" It's because people ask, and people want to know. That's why, obviously. So I made this video because it was why did you leave Japan? I was already living in the United Kingdom for like 6 months, I think. And I had been gone for, I think, about 9 months. So I thought, fuck it. I'll go through the whole long story. And I actually hesitated for a while because it was a really personal story and it had a lot of painful parts of it and it sucked. Not why I left, but, you know, what got me to that conclusion, the whole story. And I said the fucking truth. I said everything in that fucking story is 100% true. I mean, I didn't make it. People can get all judgmental and shit, but I said exactly how it fucking went. If you want to get all fucking crazy because they're like, how dare you have a male friend besides your boyfriend? No wonder he was mad because you had that friend. And I had that friend for like a while already. And yeah, people get all fucking up in arms at the fact that you leave one guy for another guy, which kind of wasn't really what happened. It was like I had left that guy because he was fucking crazy. And then I decided to delete the other guy because he was, you know, nice and we got along. And he was really good in bed too. So now you know, Japanese guys can be really good in bed. Yes, I'm saying that. And that was it. And so me and this, I guess people get fucking crazy about that shit. I don't fucking know why. I don't get it. That guy was nuts. I don't fucking regret for a second the fact that I left that guy. He was crazy. He fucking broke shit and he was super violent and he like, I only said a couple of the stories. There was like several more of where he had done other stuff. Like he'd broken his phone once, he'd broken his glasses, he would get mad and throw shit. Like this is when we were first dating and I should have known, like at the time, I think I was too young or too stupid to realize don't date this person. What else pisses me off about that video, the comments I get on that video are how fucking racist people are. They're like, oh, well, that's what you get for dating a Jap, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, what the fuck? People obviously don't get two things about that video. One, yes, I dated somebody who was an asshole who happened to be Japanese, and then I dated somebody afterwards who happened to be really nice. And guess what? Like, as much as people give me, like, fucking grief about it, anyone who knows about the whole story, actually, you know, who'd be a good person to ask about it is Victor. Since Victor was one of the people, you know, Give Me Flake Man Victor, was one of the people who actually knew what was happening when it was happening. Like, I remember actually talking to him about what the fuck was happening. And, Hiko Simon. Hey, little one. My doggy's here. And I had made a video, which I ended up deleting, which I kind of wish I would have left up now knowing that people think I'm bullshitting, where something had happened. I remember the whole story about the glass, because if anyone knows, I had moved in, if you don't know the story, I moved in with a Japanese boyfriend of mine. I somewhat hesitated to do it. I really didn't want to because I was leaving my own flat, my own place in Tokyo, and was moving to Isesaki, Gunma-ken, which is actually where Jake Knowlton lives, if anyone knows him. He's really cool. He moved to Isesaki, so he can tell you a little bit about it. But the point is, Isesaki is a very broad, long, big place where driving is very necessary. Now, I've also had a video where I talked about trying to get my driver's license in Japan and how fucking much of a nightmare it is. I am a terrible driver. I still haven't gotten my driver's license in the UK, but here I haven't even attempted to yet. So yeah, I was trying to drive, get my driver's license in Japan. I gave up. I moved to Tokyo, and I was like, ah, fuck it, it's Tokyo. I don't need to learn how to drive. And then I kind of lost my job in Tokyo, and I thought to myself, I was like, well, I can look for another job in Tokyo, which I kind of really wanted to do. But then my boyfriend at the time, who was really more of a weekend boyfriend, we kind of only saw each other on the weekends or even every other weekend. He was like, please, please, please move in with me and we can live together. And I had gotten a job offer in Isesaki. Now, he was from Takasaki, which is not too far from Isesaki, both in Gunma. And he was really kind of trying to pull my arm to, like, and then he became kind of manipulative about it. Later on, like, he was, like, yelling at me, like, why don't you want to live with me? And stuff like that. And I was a little bit kind of upset because I also had job offers in Tokyo, but I didn't take them so I could take this job in Isesaki. And I did. And then we ended up having to get a flat together, and I had to pay for everything, which always bothers me. Why do people keep telling me I'm using this guy? I fucking am the one who had to pay for everything. He had no money. He didn't have a job at the time. He was actually unemployed, and I was the one who used to pay for shit. Anyway, so I would pay. I remember paying for all the fucking key fees, all that fucking shit. If you get a flat in fucking Japan, you'll find out what a nightmare, pain in the ass, money fucking hole it is. So we had to do that. And that sucked. And, you know, at the time, like, he goes to me, we had a whole agreement. He's like, if we break up, you know, it's okay that, you know, I understand that you can't live in a different flat as easily as me. He told me this. This is him. I didn't offer to fucking, you know, this is a conversation he actually had with me, like, without me saying anything. And he goes, oh, I'm so sorry about, you know, the money, you know, the money situation. I'll try and, if we have a problem and we break up, then you'll, you know, you can stay in the flat and just pay me the rent and it's fine. And that was the fucking situation. And then, of course, when, you know, he turned into a fucking crazy psychopath, I did make a YouTube video. I think I even made 2 of them where I was talking about, I don't know what the fuck to do. This guy's crazy. I think he's always spying on me. He doesn't let me speak in my language of, you know, letting me speak Spanish because I was talking to my mom in Spanish. He starts breaking shit. He was fucking, yeah, he was just fucking nuts, bullying me into having sex with him, just being a fucking crazy person, all right? To this fucking day, no goddamn way do I have a fucking single regret about leaving that fucking person. And people say, I fucking used him. That's the thing that bothers me. I fucking used him? Excuse me? I'm the one who fucking had to pay for everything. And not only that, then afterwards, after we break up, of course he immediately he's like, well, I'm canceling this flat. I'm canceling this apartment. You have to get your own apartment now. Huh? Luckily, by that time, by that 3-month period that it took me to finally fucking leave his crazy ass, I had enough fucking money to blow all again in another fucking apartment, which was actually, and then he wanted again when I got my own apartment. He wanted so hard for me to get back with him. Like, this is it. You assume that it's just like me quietly leaving him. No, there was like me leaving him, and then there was like 3 months of like, why don't you get back with me? You know, one of those, and then just fucking trying to be as spiteful as possible. He was just trying to do everything just to fuck with me. Let's see. Oh, you're at school? Jesus, what are you doing at school? How old are you? There's people at school trying to listen to me. Oh, that's adorable. That's adorable. So you're invited on Google Plus. Gonna have to present things now. Fun listening to you. All right, that's fine. Have fun at school. I don't know what you're doing, but have a good time. I remember actually going back to school. So I taught in Japan and then decided, you know what? Yeah, I'll go back to school. I'll get that law degree. I'm not going to call it a mistake, but I would definitely, I don't know, there's good points that I have it. It's like, yes, I have this degree, but admittedly at the time I was like fucking miserable. I was like just driving myself fucking insane doing that shit. Law degrees are not fun. They drove me crazy. And at that, I was also learning English law, which is a different type of law altogether. It was fun to try and figure out, though. So, yeah, as I was saying, the topic of this video, what I was talking about, what else can I say? Yeah, no, I woke up this morning, read this comment, and I was really just fucking annoyed by this fucking asshole who's just like, I don't know. I think people just expect the fucking world to change for them. And I really don't like that. And I think that that's a part of our generation, or my generation. I guess we get taught a lot when we're young. You're all special in your own way. You know, just be yourself. And all this shit. I remember reading an article about Disney. I fucking love Disney movies. And they were talking about how the Disney Renaissance, you know, the Little Mermaid-ish one, is probably one of the biggest factors to third wave feminism. God damn it! I really need to figure out what to do about my fucking articulation. And the whole story behind it was actually quite funny and interesting, because basically what happened was it all even makes sense. Like, if you think about how, you know, this idea of current feminism is all about, like, you know, just be yourself and live your dreams and you know, marry for love and not money and all this stuff. And you know, don't do, you know, but you still have to be pretty because it's a Disney movie. They say that that's actually one of the big things with that, that might have caused it. But yeah, I think though, I think men also get kind of screwed by that whole idea of like this, the whole old Disney princess idea, because I think a lot of men are taught wrong. The idea that they're supposed to rescue women and take care of women and save them, and don't do that. Don't fucking do that, because I mean, obviously, if you love someone and you have a good relationship and you want to help them, that's different. That doesn't mean, you know, don't help someone at all, ever. What I mean is that I've known a lot of guys, particularly, I have to tell you a story. I have somewhat of a friend of mine who is really, really big into the MRA movement, which I've always found, like, this is the irony of it. I have a friend of mine who's quite big into the MRA movement. I've never met him in real life, because I've always been a little bit hesitant to actually meet him. He lives in LA. I met him, he added me on Facebook a long time ago. It was one of those people, you know, back in the day when you occasionally would add people on Facebook and you have no idea who they are. So this MRA type guy, I won't say his name, but we have a mutual friend, and all his posts were all these very, you know, anti-women rants all the time. And I remember I messaged him and said, hey, why do you keep writing this stuff? And in a very strange way, he starts telling me about how he has this girlfriend, or his ex-girlfriend, who is, I think she does all types of drugs. She does all types of drugs, and she left him, as much as he was like deeply in love with her. She left him for this older guy who would let her do drugs, and he was feeling just absolutely torn apart by it, because in his head, and he would keep telling me, but I'm a good-looking guy, and I'm smart, and I have a good job, and stuff like that. And he is a good-looking guy. Admittedly, all the photos I saw, I was like, you're not bad-looking. Yes, you are a smart guy. You know, you went to UCLA, which is a really good school. And, yeah, all these things. Good point. However, you know, she left you. You know, get over it. I'm sorry. You cannot force her to come back to you. And this guy was like, I was like, but I've tried so hard. I've done all this stuff for her. And, you know, and sure enough, he would go on these tirades about everything wrong with women and stuff like that. But the problem was that he kept trying to rescue this girl. And I kept trying to tell him. I remember I continuously messaged him. I felt like his therapist. It was really strange. I didn't know this guy, but for some reason, he was just laying it all onto me of what happened with him and his girlfriend, or his ex-girlfriend. And I basically just kept telling him. And I don't know if he's gotten the message just yet, because we still have had conversations about this. You can't rescue everyone. And as a guy, you shouldn't be expected to rescue fucking crazy psycho women. I think we call them manic pixie girls in fucking movies. Don't fucking believe that shit. No, do not go after that girl. She is fucking poison. And I really, you know, it really sucks that like, so at the same time, women are brought up, you know, like by these old Disney ideas of like, you know, be yourself and true love will come your way and all that crap. Not that I think it's crap, but at the same time, men are like brought up that, you know, if you just rescue her and treat her nice and be yourself, that she'll love you for the true person within, even though she could be totally horrible for you. So I think that that's something that people really should bring up a lot more. Let's see if I have any more comments. Nothing. You guys are being quiet out there. Or maybe there's a bunch of them and I just can't find it, because that's just how it is. Anyway. So, as I was saying, I have always found that to be true. Okay, so that also brings me, like, so there's this whole old idea of, like, you know, men, you should be chivalrous and rescue women, and I think guys, like, they get used and abused and screwed by this fucking idea a lot of times. And I guess I should talk about it more, because, like, people have this somewhat of a false idea about me, about how I'm, like, always pro-women's rights, and I don't really talk about men's rights a lot. When most of my friends are male, and and I'm very close to my father. I wouldn't say, I can't say this with my mom. If my mom hears it, she'll be like, what? But generally, I talk more with my father than my mother. So I have always been closer to more men than women. Just happened, you know, no particular reason why. I mean, I can get into particular reasons why, but that's for a story that involves talking to my therapist. But so I see this like unfair side of things, and I guess I should also I kind of always wanted to make a video where we talk about misogyny and misandry in Japan, because in Japan everybody always has this very false idea, stop it, idea that it's a patriarchal society, because admittedly most politicians are men, and most top CEOs are men, and women are expected to leave jobs after having babies. It is a really wrong idea. They have the wrong idea that suddenly they just do whatever men tell them to, and they're submissive. Like I said, the word submissive comes up a lot. And this is total and complete bullshit. Because guess what? In Japanese society, your fucking money goes to your wife. Your wife takes your paycheck. She takes all the fucking money and she handles all the finances. And you get like an allowance. You get a literal allowance from your wife that you're allowed to spend. This is just what you're allowed. The rest is for the house and the money and the kids need juku and they need uniforms, and you don't have to deal with anything that has to do with the kids, and mom is the only one who gets any say over her children, and dads don't understand, and you know, it's still an idea that exists. And man, do people fucking like, yeah, the idea of like the Japanese mother is just like the most, you must be the most perfect Japanese mother, and men, you cannot possibly understand what it's like to ever have to do this, and it still exists. And like the idea of when men and women get divorced and they have kids, the kids legally will change their surnames, their last names as we call them in America, to their mother's surname. And when the mother gets remarried, they will change their surname to the new husband's surname with them. and they pretend like it's like dad died or never even existed. And there's also been so many cases. It's really easy for a Japanese woman or any woman in Japan basically to just cry out abuse, or that the father has spanked the child once, or he's being verbally abusive, and the courts will immediately be like, nope, dad, that's it. You're not allowed to ever see your kids again. Sorry, nope, none of that, it's over. And that fucking sucks. I mean, it's brought up a little bit more now since there's been a lot more foreign men who've gotten, you know, had their children abducted, if you will, by Japan, Japanese people. Because they have this idea that, yeah, when you get divorced, mom takes the kids, dad goes his own fucking way, they both sides go fuck off, and nobody ever talks about it again. And that's just, it's really sad. So, you get this whole idea of, like, Japanese men, they get all the fucking power in the world, and women, they don't get any of the power. That's not fucking true. They just are very, like, I would say that they are patriarchal, as they're sexist, though. Say that, men are suddenly much more powerful than women, and women have no say. That's what I would say is that men have men's roles, women's roles, and nobody's gonna fucking pull out of those. If you do, you're gonna do it fucking like with the world around you kicking and screaming, because you're not doing because people love the box. They love the fucking box. And I remember that I had worked with a guy, a really cool guy. I remember I really thought he was a nice guy, and him and his wife, they had so many marital problems. Got married because she got knocked up. Also, watch out for birth control in Japan. It's a little iffy. I had a friend who was actually writing a whole dissertation on that, this Harvard grad actually, about how he had a theory of why birth control in Japan was weaker, because they were trying to make their population grow. I don't know how right he was, but he was trying to find some research on it. And anyway, this guy, a friend of mine, he was married to this Japanese woman. They had 2 kids. The relationship was hell. It was just not a fucking nice, happy, loving relationship at all. They were constantly fighting with each other. He just would say, though, he's like, I can't leave her. I'm not happy in the marriage, but I can't leave her because I love my children and I don't want to lose my children, and I will stay so I can be with them no matter what. And I think it's kind of sad, like this whole idea that Japan has a really low divorce rate. Like, it sounds nice in theory. It's like, oh, low divorce rate. That's nice. But so what? You have a low divorce rate and a bunch of people all having, like, affairs are perfectly acceptable. Married couples, they have very little sex. It's like really sad, So this whole like idea that like, men get to have all the power and women don't, it is not fucking true at all. It's more like people decide their roles and that's it. Hello, Jason Horton. I wanted to say Norton for some reason. Horton, like Horton Hears a Who, right? So yeah. I don't know. So other whiny comments I guess I was going to talk about. I guess the other issue I've been thinking about lately, and I've been wanting to talk about is for a while now, I guess I've been part of the feminism movement. I was hesitant to join in the beginning, and now I was in it for a while, and I guess I'm still in it, but sometimes I'm fucking just face palming myself constantly, just like doing this. Just what people get up in arms about. I like to write and I like to create film and stuff like that, and I have been upset at the fact with myself that I, when I'm writing certain scenes, I start to think, I'm like, well, this is exploitative. When I'm like, I shouldn't fucking think that. I write the story I want to write, and I should just shut the fuck up about it. So you get these 2 sides to particularly women in the media. You get one side, one, I totally believe that there aren't enough fucking good women's roles in the media. It's fucking true. There's just not a lot in movies and stuff like that. They've gotten better at TV, but film, still not so much. I wonder why. I think it's a budgetary issue, and they just try to back whoever gives them the most money. Same with actually black actors. I remember, I think it was, who was it? He's very famous. Oh my God, Denzel Washington. Denzel Washington recently was in that, like, that spy film, not spy film, the one where he, like, basically he Home Alone's a Home Depot, but where he plays like somewhat like a mercenary who works at like a Home Depot and stuff like that. And actually, they were, when that whole Sony leak shit happened, they were trying to show how like they didn't want to back that film because they were like, black actors don't bring out enough international draw. Like, that's so fucked up. But the same could be said. So people are always making fucking excuses. Like I hate that about mainstream Hollywood. Is like they love to make like excuses about like why you can't have like a lead woman, why you can't have a lead black actor or a colored actor because they just won't bring in that box office draw. I'm like, that's such bullshit. If you make a fucking good movie, it doesn't fucking matter. All right, trust me, people will let it go. Stop being idiots. Can you see this? Can you see this low resolution flipping off I'm doing to Hollywood? I'm sorry. I'm sure. Like the fucked up thing is maybe later on I'll be like, yeah, hire me as your director. One day. So yeah. See, I lose track. I keep going on all these fucking tangents, and I lose track of what I was originally saying. Gotta slow down. So I was talking about, we were talking about the film. Oh yeah, the feminism thing driving me nuts. So you get these two sides of feminism. You get one side, and I'm going to talk about women in the media. So you get one side who gets really upset, like if there's a rape scene in a fucking film, or if there's like a scene where like a woman gets beaten. Like I think there was like there used to be this people who used to do like worst offenders of like violence against women on television shows. And I used to really hate that. You know why? Because why is that a problem? Like, not to say that I think violence against women is a good thing. What I'm saying is that what if you want to show the purpose that violence is bad? Like you're showing somebody getting their fucking ass beat. You have like one group who's like, oh yeah, absolutely, like you should totally be like nice to women. Women shouldn't be showed as having violence put upon them, which I think is bullshit. And then you have the other half, which I'm for, which is like, yeah, no, you want fucking actual equal rights, then you can show that shit. You can show, I think, they talked about it on, you want to ever watch Cracked or Cracked.com, and then they have, what is it called? There's that group of people, After Hours, which is one of my favorite fucking segments. And they were talking about the 10 greatest headshots and how only 2 of them were women because, you can't have a woman getting fucking her brains blown out. That's just fucking wrong and bad. I think that's bullshit. I think that, like, if I ever get some more money, which is not now because now I'm broke, if I get some more money and I get to do my next project, which is going to be a feature film and it's going to be a Western, I have this idea. My main character is a female main character, and I plan for other stuff. Actually, if I ever get Drowning in Sunshine, like to have proper release, there are moments of violence against female characters and male characters. Like it's violence against both characters. And I have it there, and it's not to be like exploitative or anything like that. It's because that's the story I wanted to fucking tell. Hello, Pigman. It's Tyler, by the way. I just renamed my G Plus Tyler. Is this Tyler, my brother Tyler? Or is this Tyler somebody else named Tyler? I can't see it. You like these videos. I don't know who you. Yeah, which Tyler are you? Because my brother is named Tyler. So someone named Tyler. I know several Tylers, so you have to be more specific. Are you my brother? But hey, a calf though, so I don't think you're my brother. Because my brother would not call me calf. He would call me by my obnoxious nickname, which only my family uses, and I hate. Does anyone else have one of those, like those obnoxious family nicknames? So yeah, I get really annoyed with like the feminist movement when they get all like, you can't show violence against women, it's bad, and you're gonna give people the wrong idea like it's okay. Violence is not okay against anyone. So, but in media, if you're telling the story, if the story is supposed to be gritty and bad shit is supposed to happen, you cannot automatically call it exploitative just because a woman is getting fucking punched in the face several times. When, if a man was getting punched in the face several times, perfectly okay. If you want the scene to be fucked up, just let it be a fucked up scene. All right? Like I said, when I make film and I think of a scene where somebody is usually it's me getting beat up. The reason for that being that I was much more able to, I felt less bad if I put myself through the scenes. See, even I did it. The reason I think if you have that story to tell, then tell it and don't worry about like all those fucking people crying out like, you can't do that. I really hate that actually, and yeah, I think that just because violence is against a woman, it's not automatically exploitative. Just because it's against a man doesn't mean it's automatically just okay and it's fine. And I do think, like, another thing people that pisses me off a little bit about the whole feminist movement in certain degrees is that, like, not all of them, like I said, there's a whole debate within it. There's like a split. Like the idea of, you've seen several videos online. I've seen one in particular, a guy in a subway. The woman was nuts, crazy, drunk, something. She just starts fucking with his hat, and she like actually like smacks him or slaps him, and then the guy just like smacks the shit out of her or punches her or something like that. And I thought to myself, you know what? Yes, good. That girl was nuts. She attacked you, and you're allowed to defend yourself. And I think it doesn't matter if you're a fucking woman, child, dog. Like, I never advocate hitting an animal. I would never advocate hitting a dog or kicking a dog or doing anything to a dog. I'm a dog lover. But if a dog comes at me or my fiance or my little dog here, I promise you that I will beat the crap out of that dog, or I will try and even kill it if I have to. All right? I don't care what kind of dog it is. If it attacks someone I know, that's going to happen. So I guess that's what I would say in that sense. There's a movement called Free the Nipple by the feminist movement to get the government to allow women in America to bear their breasts in public legally. Any comments on your side? They're just boobs, yes. Just let it go. You should allow yourselves to show your nipples. I think that it's fun. I think that people get fucking nudity just way, they get way too big into fucking nudity. Like, I don't fucking have any issues with that. I think that two things. This is less to do women's bodies. I think a little more than men's, though men's now have a lot to do it too. Are sexualized a lot. You know, funny enough, we all love Marvel movies. I admit, I love them. Men's bodies now have to be fucking perfect. We used to be just women, but men now, if you want to be the fucking lead action hero in any fucking movie, you better have glisteningly perfect fucking six-pack abs. You better be Chris Pratt. You better be Bradley Cooper. You better be fucking Ryan Gosling, fucking perfect Tyler Lautner fucking abs. And I think, one, the sexuality, nakedness, whatever the fuck it is not a big deal. I would say that's one of the things that I have been getting over in the past 2 years the most, is the idea of not to be afraid of your body. Don't be afraid of your body, people. If you're not perfect looking, it's fine. It's okay. Because I think that people expect, you know, the media. I hate to be like the media, because I technically am the media. Everyone is the media if you do this shit. If you go on YouTube or whatever it is, and you put yourself out there, you put your body out there, people will criticize everything about you. For not being, you know, absolutely perfect. And even when you are absolutely perfect, even if you are, what's her name? Kate Upton, for one. Kate Upton, oh my God, Kate Upton. Beautiful, beautiful woman. You know, just good, perfect curves, nice. I wish, you know, it'd be nice if I had that body. I wouldn't say I wish, but because I like the way I look too, though everybody has their flaws. People are calling her fucking fat. You know, people give shit to everybody. It's unbelievable. Like, just doesn't matter who the fuck you are. If you're a celebrity, if you're not a celebrity, people are always there to fucking criticize the way you look. And so I think that people should be not just proud of their bodies, like in terms of like shapes and sizes. I think they should also be like okay with nudity. I think the nudity is made to be such a bigger issue than it is. It's just fucking the human body. Just let's be comfortable with it. Let's be comfortable with the fact that we have boobs, and men have nipples, and women have nipples, and some of us have cellulite, and some of us get stretch marks, and some of us get saggy skin, and we're gonna get old. Everybody's gonna get fucking old, and just a vagina is just a vagina, a penis is just a penis. Yes, some of us have hair down there, some of us don't. I think that nudity is just like made as this big thing. Like I remember when I did feel bad when that whole celebrities, all of them got their naked pictures stolen and shit like that, and everybody was like, "Oh my God, it's so bad." I did feel bad for them because obviously, if you don't want to release something private, you know, you don't want people fucking steal. It's basically stealing in my head. It's like you fucking stole something, it wasn't yours. You like someone broke into my house and they decided to fucking, you know, steal, you know, my underwear or some shit like that. I'd be pretty fucking mad about it. I don't want anyone taking my shit without me asking, you know, without asking me. Sorry. And yeah, for those reasons, I think that like that sucked. However, people fucking like shame the ever shit out of you if you're fucking naked or you know you have nude pictures or any of that shit. That shit's gonna be dead. Let that shit die. If you're naked, if you want to share your fucking naked body to people, let yourself do it. Don't fucking be ashamed of it. And if people want to say, "Oh, look what you did! I can't believe you did that," blah 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 blah, you know, I think it's bullshit. I think that I don't know. I've thought about this before because I've on and off again thought about whether I was ever going to release nude pictures on the internet. Like just Basti and a couple friends of mine. Well, Basti in particular, he's my fiance, but a couple of, I know some other photographers, and I was going to do some like, you know, nice, tasteful nude photos. Why not? I think I look all right now. I'm proud of the way I look. Why not? But I've always been like, do I want to share these with everybody? Maybe they're just for me. Maybe they're not. But I don't think that if you release fucking photos on the internet, or someone releases photos on the internet of you, you should fucking kill yourself like some girls have done, some guys have done too. There was that case of that gay guy who he was having sex with his roommate or flatmate, or a guy and his flatmates fucking put him on the internet and fucking killed himself. You know, do not fucking commit suicide over this shit. That's why I think that, you know, people just have to get over the fact that, you know, nudity or sexuality is this big, hyper fucking scary thing that has to be covered at all times. And if you let it out, then you're a horrible person and society will hate you for it. You know, that's bullshit. I think that if you're fucking comfortable in your own skin, that's the most important thing. If people want to fucking look at me and tell me you're ugly and your body's ugly and you're a whore and you're a slut, that's not fucking telling me anything about myself. That's me telling, that's them telling me I have nothing better to do than to judge you because I don't want anyone to look at all the flaws I have. Like, that's what that person is doing. Anyone who fucking sits on their fucking pedestal and, you know, lays down judgment on a girl for having her fucking skirt too short, a guy for fucking, you know, whatever, he's dressed in a way that you don't like, or, you know, he's not fucking perfectly Chris Pratt, perfect looking guy. You know, Chris Pratt used to be chubby. He just got hot for Guardians. I don't know why I keep bringing him up. He is kind of good looking. I prefer the guy who plays Thor, though. If I had to pick one of the Marvel guys. And yeah, no, don't be scared of sexuality. Don't be scared of nudity. And I don't think people be as ashamed of it as they are. It's ridiculous. It's honest to God. I don't get why the fuck people get so fucking up in arms, you know, about it. And how long have I been on? I've been on for a while now. Let's see if I get any new comments. Mangina Mike, Miss Sandry Reed. No, La Costa from the Christmas Hangout. Oh, I'm sorry. See, tell me your name is Tyler. Tyler is my brother's. Afro Man situation. What's the Afro Man situation? Actually, I'm not sure what this is. Isn't Afro Man the guy from that song? I was gonna clean my room, but then I got high. That's what I remember from. Am I just that old? At the end, he gets arrested. I wasn't gonna run from the cops, but then I got high. I was gonna pull right over and stop, but then I got high. So, Afro Man situation. What is the Afro Man situation? Sorry, Jason. I'm wondering what that is. Everybody's gotten so, like, there's so much. Is it a drama thing? Because man, on YouTube, there's so much drama. It's like an unbelievable thing. Like, I would say, actually, Pigman, when you say women have equal rights like men, I would say, to be honest, neither of us have perfect equal rights. Neither men nor women. We are both lacking rights in certain aspects. And I think that that's the way I think people should address it. I think we should want equal rights for both. But that what we have to address is the fact that there aren't equal rights for neither sex, but for different things. Like I said, like the fact that most men, like if you ask for paternity leave, they want to like laugh, like, paternity leave, yeah, right, you know, where women are automatically thought to be the better parent. No, or that, you know, men are just naturally better leaders, which is never the case for me, because I've always been the leader of all situations. And except, yeah, no, usually. I don't know. But now, Jason, have you written me? Let's see. Damn, are you still here? Now I want to know what this Afro man situation is. Dread. The body's a beautiful thing no matter what you do. Yes, it's true. I think, I think that we can accept the fact that men, I think, should be allowed to fucking cry and not be fucking made to feel like they're fucking total shit because they show emotions, and how dare they, and you know, obviously you only get your worth from how many fucking chicks you fuck, and women only get their worth by how fucking pretty they are. It's fucking bullshit, all right? I think, like I said, both sides have fucking their own issues, and it's a little ridiculous, actually. Damn it. Let's see. Someone wrote me. Ah, God. Nice guys finish last. I hate when people say that. Internet nice guys, I guess what they're called. You ever heard the saying internet nice guys? Internet nice guy. If, like, I was talking about Cracked earlier, but they made like a little web series called Rom-Com, and they were showing like people's dating profiles, and one of like he talks about, he's like, I think that, you know, I would like to be with a woman who's just a nice guy, and that like translates to, I think if I open up enough doors for you, then I deserve a sex prize. I hate those types, and I've met so many of them over the years. I've met so many guys who, like, well, like I said, when I was talking about the Why I Left Japan video, and the guy who actually was by far the most mean and the most abusive to me, he constantly would remind me of what a nice guy he was. He would say that shit all the time. Aren't you glad I'm just such a nice guy? Like, constantly saying this shit to me. The reason, though, luckily, I had actually dated many people already, a few people before him, and I realized just how much of an asshole he was. So that's why it was a little bit easier for me to just take a step away and fucking, I hate people who say that. Don't refer to yourself as a nice guy and then say nice guys finish last. People get what they put in, is the honest to God truth. People get, if you're a legit nice guy, like Basti, like my fiance, I'm sorry to say, is a legit nice guy. He's actually like really sweet and fucking will take the shirt off his back, and has been very much mistreated by people in his fucking life, but he is still there for everybody. He is a nice guy. I dated my fiance because he is a nice guy. There you go. That is a fucking legit nice guy. He's never gone off on like these crazy tirades like some people go on, I fucking swear. I'm sorry, but like that's how I feel about the whole fucking situation of like the nice guys. If you want somebody to like you, just become a more likable person. I said that in a video a long time ago, but I think it's completely true. I used to be, back when I was about 16, 17, I used to be this girl who was like the equivalent of the nice guy, but for girls. I used to be very much a tomboy. I dressed, well, not that I'm dressing really nice right now with this nice t-shirt as I'm in a blanket and whatnot, but I'll give you two things that I do. I take care a little bit better of my skin, my face. I dress better when I actually leave the house, usually. And I tend to, like in general, like I put a little more effort into the person I am in terms of what I want to do in my life, my goals, all this stuff. More than when I was 16 or 17, and you just kind of expect the world to change for you. If people don't want to date you, don't expect them to suddenly change. You have to change yourself. And that doesn't mean to change the person you are, like, as like, you know, because people get really fucking defensive about, like, I can't change the true person I am, and people shouldn't be so shallow and care about the fucking way I look, but they do. People care about the way you look. Sorry. I still care about the way I look. I still care about the way my fucking fiance looks. It's just true, all right? We care about how we look. Always. And yes, of course, we're going to age, and we're not going to look you know, in the same way as youthful. But just because you're old doesn't mean you're ugly. I hate that fucking idea too. You're getting old, that automatically equates to ugly. No, but you don't have to let yourself go. You can still, you know, keep your health up. You can still, you know, be active. You can still do all these things, you know, and not fucking always think like, oh yeah, I'm old, you know, people only like you because, you know, you're young and you're beautiful and all that shit, and, you know, that's just shallowness. No, 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 fuck that. Actually, take some fucking care of yourself. You got fucking skin issues, exfoliate, go to a dermatologist, figure that shit out. Dress a little nicer maybe if you want to go out. You know, people are just anti-fashion, fuck that. Learn to be at least slightly fashionable. Slightly fashionable. Nope, the Dragon Ball Z t-shirts may not be picking up the fucking ladies, or in my case, the men. So I learned maybe something a little nicer fitting might be your clue to get something, you know, better. So the world won't change for you. That's just the one thing I've learned. I think that was an important part about living in Japan, actually. That Japan is a conformist society in a lot of ways, but in a way it was kind of good for me because I learned the world won't change for you. Let's see. Crazy about how the media portrays pretty much unrealistic views. Why is it they do this? Oh, God, I don't fucking know. Goose, 1972. And what am I sucking on, by the way? Is that a parrot? Is it a parrot? Am I supposed to suck on the parrot? Certainly not a goose. Oh my God, were you born in 1972? Oh, please don't tell me. Yeah, why do they portray, I don't know why they portray something unrealistic. At the same time, people like looking at pretty people. It's true. I had a makeup artist when I film. I usually film with a makeup artist if it's like something big. Because that's just, the camera will pick up a lot of crazy shit. Yeah, people are scared of people just because they're different, like gays and stuff. All right, Jason Horton, you wrote, the only thing anyone knows about Efferman for he was doing a show and some woman came from behind rubbing her ass on him. Then he turned around and hit her. I don't know about that. I don't remember hearing about that, but I don't think, depends how he hit her. Did he like really like smack her or just like push her away? I don't know about the whole story about that. And yeah, that's about it. LC, suck. I'm so confused. Use fucking periods, goddammit. Shut up, bitch, and suck on this ha ha ha. Suck on this ha ha ha? What's a ha ha ha? Comma would be nice. But every time I hear that, it reminds me of Luigi's Ballad. Has anybody ever seen that on YouTube? What up, bitch? I got a what up, bitch? What's it? This question mark? It's my dick. Only people with tiny penises ever say shit like that. Like, suck my dick. Ooh. Usually someone with a really tiny one. Nobody wants to suck anybody's random dick. All right? Unless it's like made of fucking candy canes and magic mushrooms. Or maybe I've given away too much. Oh, man, I shouldn't have said that. Anyways, guys, I'm going to leave you guys for now. Oh, yeah. Afroman punched a woman on stage, and everyone's having an uproar. He smacked her. I don't know. I mean, he shouldn't have probably punched her. If she was rubbing her butt on him, okay, here's the problem. Just to see, I'm even in my own head conflicted. Somebody has, like, if a guy comes up to me and starts rubbing his fucking junk all over me and I don't want it, I have fucking punched a guy. I've done it a couple times. So, yeah, she's assaulting him essentially. If, like, sexually, she's just like, I haven't seen the video. I haven't seen what's happened. So this is just me going off of exactly what you said. I haven't, if she's like straight up like grinding on him and he doesn't want it, if he was to push her away and shit, like I'd be like, all right, yeah, fine, good point. But I haven't seen it. It could be like some fucking excessive force shit. I don't know. The word excessive force is also hard to like fucking talk about. Actually, it's hard to explain it to English people because in English law, excessive force is more of a thing. You can't really kill people as easily when they like break into your house as they do in like America, where it's like, fuck you, boom, shotgun, poof, you know. Where in most places in America, it's like, what is the castle doctrine is fine. You can just shoot whoever goes into your fucking house. In England, there is such thing as excessive force. Like, you really like people have gotten arrested, and it's kind of a little bit here about whether or not you're allowed to do like to basically just do something like that. I don't know. I'd have to watch the video before I can give you like an actual. I can't believe Afro Man still makes music. Was he singing the "Because I Got High" song? Did he just punch a girl because he got high? Because, you know, to be honest, most weed heads wouldn't punch anybody. They'd probably roll around a little, fall asleep. If they're anything like me, it depends on weed. Sometimes I guess you smoke and you're like chill as shit. Other times I'm freaking out. I'm totally one of those paranoid weed heads. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I find, which is why I've been clean for a while, mostly everything. Weed in particular makes my heart rate just jump crazy amounts. And I really fucking hate that. It just is very unpleasant. I have had, because I've had panic attacks and shit like that lately, I really hate the fucking high heart rate. Okay, so let me read it. He smacked her. He turned and went ham sandwich on this woman's face. It was excessive. Well, that may be then. If you guys are saying it's excessive, it might have been very excessive. Then I would say that sounds kind of dickish. She shouldn't have done that. I think in that situation, people have to understand a situation. Also, you can't be a fucking idiot. All right, I was a preschool teacher and a kindergarten teacher, so that might give you a little bit of context. Kids will do stupid shit to you. They might hit you, they might hurt you, they might do stuff that, like, you know, sucks. They might spit on you, they might try and bite you. At the same time, I realize I'm an adult. This kid's like 4 or 5 years old. I can't hurt them. At the same time, I have to sometimes grab them, and there's been moments where the kid has tried to like really hurt me. So I will grab their arms, and I'll restrain them, you know, until somebody else comes and gets them. It's just the way it has to be because I can't let like a kid either attack another kid or attack me. So yeah, in a situation like that, if I see like, which has happened, let's say a kid has grabbed my butt or something like that, or something else has happened like that, you have to analyze the situation. You don't fucking just attack somebody. You just be like, all right, hold on. No, you try to, you know, push them away, get them away from you, depending on the situation. Though I have never pushed away a child. I mean, it depends on the situation. I guess if I was on the street and a kid just tried to attack me, let's just say like a 7 to 8 year old tried to attack me, I guess I would try to do that situation before I had to fucking knock them out, I guess. Unless I felt like I was in imminent danger. No, I wouldn't use such fucking force. Let's see. Anything else? I have two more. Where were you in Japan? Where in Japan were you? How did you get into J-blogging? I was in Japan. I was in 3 places. I was in Fuji-Yoshida, which is a very small town at the base of Mount Fuji. It is also where the marathon to the top of Mount Fuji takes place from. It's a very small town. It's old, and by old I mean like the people who live there are old. Like it's scenic. It's a little boring, but it's kind of cool. I would say it's a nice place to visit, but it's old school. Then I lived in Tokyo in Nerima, which I liked living in Nerima. Actually, I think it was just the right place in Tokyo. Like I wasn't too central and I wasn't too far off, and it was really easy just to get into Ikebukuro. I remember. And it was like, I liked, what I liked living in Tokyo is compared to Fuji-Yoshida where there was nothing around. At least Tokyo, I could go like, ooh, here's the, you know, there was like a little shopping mall close to where I lived, and it was really, like I said, it was really easy to get to Ikebukuro. Once you're to Ikebukuro, you can get really easily to Shibuya, Shinjuku, and from all those places you get to Akihabara. Those places use that Yamanote line. It's really easy to get around. So, and then I lived in Isesaki, which, there's nothing really wrong with Isesaki. I find Isesaki just fucking boring. That's actually what I would say. I find Isesaki just boring. Sorry, Jake, are you out there? I mean, it was an alright enough place. I wish I would have had a car, and then I could have gotten around a little easier. It would have been better, but, how did I get into J-vlogging? Alright, originally I wasn't a J-vlogger. I was just a regular vlogger, which I am again, but, I can tell you the first video I ever made, one of the first videos I ever made was about shit that pissed me off, and then I got really trolled for it, and then I made another one about why I didn't like my university, because there was all kinds of issues with the university. And you know what? And people also get really pissy about that. They're like, well, if you don't like it, then leave. I hate when people say shit like that. Like, how dare you complain about anything? Just by complaining, you should just, rather than fix a problem, you should just leave. Fucking stupid. Yeah, I don't know. I just decided one day to make a fucking video, and I don't know why. Just stuck. Kept doing them. I'm a lot better with it. I think I used to handle criticism. Criticism used to be a lot worse. It used to actually like honestly depress me when I used to get like mean comments. Whereas nowadays, I'll just get upset for about 20 minutes at the most, maybe even 10. You know, the usual amount is like 2, maybe even 1, maybe even like 30 seconds. It depends how many I'm getting at a time. It depends who's giving them and how dumb they are. Anyways, I'll leave you guys for now. I think that's enough. So see you guys.